We find ourselves going into this fall's general election as we have with many in the past. We've been told to respect the youth vote at our peril. We've been told the youth opinion matters. We've been told they'll turn the election if their concerns aren't addressed. And they've seldom turned out on election day in numbers that mattered. In fact, their turnout has been downright embarrassing. This time, we're told all will be different. Should we be concerned? Are they going to cast informed votes? And if their candidate wins and our nation suffers, should we hold them solely responsible? They do assume they know everything. As an experienced father, I can remember them many times explaining something to my kids while they consistently responded, I know, yet when I asked them why they did something wrong, their response is almost always, I don't know. Watching today's youth representations on venues like MTV, we see a generation that truly believes it's all about them. Where did that narcissism come from? Maybe from the years of self-esteem pummeling they received in schools without having to justify it. Maybe from the years of soccer with no score, or the removal of tag, musical chairs, and dodgeball because there would be, heaven forbid, a loser. Maybe from all those graduation ceremonies where the class song was "The Greatest Love of All," and the first line is, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. If you heard that often enough, it wouldn't take you long to become real full of yourself. This generation believes they know more about this election than most of us because of how issues have been presented, thus impacted them on the internet. All candidates believe they really need a web presence in order to be viable, to reach the youth, and the youth agrees. Thank God most of us parents bought computers, had the internet installed and paid for monthly, or this most informed generation would be screwed. In fact, these young people who believe this next election centers around their issues are for the most part the least responsible. While many of us couldn't wait to graduate school and leave the nest, Generation Y has every expectation that they can stay at home for free until they're good and ready to go it alone. Yet they know which candidate will make our nation fiscally and energy independent, as well as safe from terrorists whose children are the total opposite and would blow themselves up in a heartbeat for what they believe is something greater than themselves. This is not the best scenario given Generation Y's know-it-all tendencies. As today's young people have little relevant life experience with regard to the everyday issues adults who support them have to deal with, are they ready for the responsibility of swinging an election their way? If good things happen later, are they mature enough to take advantage of those good times? And if bad things happen, are they mature enough to accept the responsibility for their bad decision? Between the YouTube generation's tendency to proudly post their criminal activities online for all to see, while being too seemingly stupid to realize their posts are evidence, should we be celebrating the fact that during these challenging times we are putting our country's future in their hands? Don't get me wrong, not all young people are narcissistic punks, but way too many are, and the knowledge that they may be determining the future direction of this nation is a bit unsettling. So it's a given. Election 2008 is all about the youth. If all goes well, pat yourselves on the back, as we know you will. But if all goes wrong, fingers will be pointed at probably one of the most ignorant yet full of themselves generations to come around in a long time. Generation Y, you'd better do your homework. If you fail this test, you won't be passed anyway as to not hurt your feelings. You will be graded harshly, and I doubt anyone will take you seriously again.